On this episode of WtFun podcast, we've got two amazing young talented actors who happen to be brothers. They'll be sharing what it's like to be in the acting biz from a kid's perspective. And Kimmie, Kesia, and Renee talk about their sibling dynamic. All this on WtFun podcast. Hey friends, welcome back to WtFun podcast. Here we are with episode 2.
Episode 2.
2. Woo, woo.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, I was just hustling, bustling all the way home. I just got home right now. So sitting in traffic, I spent the time talking to my sister because we're getting ready for the holidays. Are you guys spending time with your family this year?
Mm-hmm. Always.
And when I say family, like with the siblings, because like we have our own separate families, right? And then there's also the immediate family. Well, the immediate family would be like your existing, family. But like then there's the rest of the family, like siblings, because we all live apart.
Or like your own family, right? Like if you're married or you're with your significant other,
right?
That side of things. Yeah, no. Yeah. Mine is completely immediate. And it always has been.
Immediate.
And perhaps will always be.
Oh my gosh. And then Kesia, are you going to be with your family this year?
Yeah, my parents will come and visit for Christmas, but my sister will not. She's staying in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
But my sister did tell me that I think she's going to move back down to Vegas.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So she said probably not until the springtime. So we'll
see. Nice.
But that'll be like the first time that like we'll be in close proximity.
Yeah.
Since like she's gone to college and I've gone to college, which is like, 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
How is that? Like, how did you guys get along as kids? And then how was that? Like, did the distance make the heart grow fonder, or did that like create the canal?
Did we get along as kids? My sister and I are very competitive people, right? Like, she's a Sagittarius. Wait, is that right? December 6th.
Yeah.
Her birthday's on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, she's a Sagittarius, and then I'm a Leo.
Yeah, 2 fire signs. That's awesome.
Wow.
So, we're very competitive. And like we're also like sporty people, but like I feel like growing up, like because we were always in extracurriculars, it was like we always had to we had to do our own things. We couldn't do things together because like she played basketball and ran track, and I did martial arts, and then I started doing theater. And like my sister would try to also do martial arts too. My mom was like, no, you guys cannot do things together. You're not allowed, because we would just like fight with each other. Like, we're just like tomboys. We would just fight with each other. And that's it. That was our relationship. But my sister and I we're close. Like, I talk to her ever so often. It's always good when we're together, though.
And what is your age gap again?
We're 2.5 years apart.
Okay.
So we've always gone to the same school, like kindergarten through high school, until we went to college. And then she moved to Oregon, and then I moved to California.
Okay.
And she's older, right?
Yeah. I'm the youngest.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you look up to her? Like, do you?
They're only 2.5 years apart.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes 2 years, can make a difference.
No.
I think like my sister and I, like, we are definitely the kind of siblings where it's like we don't talk that often. Like, we kind of just like text ever so often. Like, we might call each other on like birthdays or like Christmas or whatever.
Nice.
But like we'll just like I'll just get like random text messages from her, and then I'll just like text her back. So it'll just be like that for like months. But I think that like when we're like together, like, especially with my parents, we're just, we're just sisters.
Like you're back. Like you never left home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then like we also are just like really sarcastic. So my whole family is sarcastic though. So it's just kind of like we just make fun of each other. That's our family dynamic. It's just making fun of each other.
Yeah, I mean, my siblings and I like to make fun of each other to where even like at family parties, we'll call someone out and be like, "Hey, remember that time, Brent, when you like was crapped on by a bunch of pigeons? Remember that before going to school? Or do you remember that time when you went to the apple
pants?
Yeah, but I took it to the next level. Like, remember that time when you went to that apple orchards and you ate too much apples and drank too much apple juice? Yeah, like severe diarrhea. Remember that?" And of course, like everyone would be laughing because we tend to sabotage each other, and we'll like talk about our embarrassing moments in front of others, just because we like to see each other kind of get all embarrassed, and then all of a sudden it leads to war, and then we start arguing, and then I start to see red, and then I start shoving my brother, to the Christmas tree, which that's something that my sister and I were talking about earlier. My sister is my youngest one. So I have actually a total of 3 siblings, including myself. So there's 4 altogether. And I have an older sister. She lives in Arizona, and we never really had the chance to truly grow up and for me to have like that older sister because 1, we're like 9 years apart, and 2, when I was a kid, she was pretty much, independent and living on her own, and she was in the Navy, so she took off, and so I became the older sister. And then I have my brother Brent, who is like 4 years younger, and then Lindsay, who's the youngest, and she's 9 years younger. So Lindsay was kind of like my little sidekick, and my brother was the one that I would always punch, and so between
he was
my
your
sister
nemesis.
oh yeah, like I remember, so once upon a time when we were little, I was about 7 and he was like about 2 or 3, and we were fighting. Or he was one of those annoying kids that wanted everything that I had, and if he couldn't get it, my mom would be like, "Just give it to him," and I'd be like, "No, it's mine, I earned it. Give it to him." And then my brother's like, "Ha, mom says you had to give it to me." He was like that bratty kid. So one time I was eating a bowl of rice, and he just kept trying to pull the bowl away and say, "I want the rice." And I was like, no, I'll give you some, but you can't have it all. "But I want the rice." So what do? Well, first things first, I think that was the first time I experienced rage, and I saw red because I took the bowl and I dumped it on his head. And so he, of course, is sitting there with like a bowl on his head, rice falling all over the place, and he's crying. But that just goes to show that just continued on into our, as we grew older, because, I mean, how many Christmases ago I saw red again and I shoved him to the Christmas tree. So my sister was asking, like, are we going to have another one of those moments again? Do we need to, like, separate you guys? And I was like, I think we grew out of that. I think I'm more neutral these days. She's like, I don't know. Brent easily pisses you off. But but for the most part, we all have our good moments when we're together. I mean, my brother has been there for times when I needed him, so there are moments when we care, and there are moments when we want to kill each other.
Well, that's the thing. That's family. It's like, what buttons to push. Buttons to push because you know each other so well.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, but at the same time, like your family, so you're always going to have each other's back. Like my family, we can talk crap about each other and to each other and do all that. But if someone else is talking crap about any member, it's, oh no, you are not allowed to do that. Like, you don't go through what I go through, so you have no right. And then it goes to like the wives, the husbands, you know what I mean? Like that applies to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like family, that's what family is. They know how to push those buttons. They know how to.
They do.
They know how to make the red happen. It doesn't happen on its own.
Yeah. I feel like my sister is like your brother, Kimmie. Like, and I'm like you. Like, my sister would just like do the most annoying things just to make me so mad. And then like, I can't even like think of like one example. Like, it's just like constant.
It was your existence.
But then like when we would like, I just remember when I was doing martial arts, like I had like my sparring gear, right? Like my pads for my hands, my feet and stuff. And I had like, I think I had 2 sets. So then my sister and I would just like put it on when we were at home and we would just fight each other. And then my mom would just be like, stop. You guys need to stop. That's just what we did. I don't know. We were just like, yeah, this is normal.
What about you, Riri? Tell us about your siblings. Like, are you the eldest, like the oldest one of the trio? Is it your brother or your sister? Or your brother? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, tell us about your siblings. How's your family dynamic?
I don't know if you guys figured it out or not. I'm the middle child, so there's a lot of stuff. There it is. We're all like 7 years apart, right? So we're 7 years apart, and my brother's a Sagittarius. I'm an Aries. That tells you everything. There's always war between the two of us. He knows how to push those buttons. But I know how to push his buttons too, inadvertently. So I think that we do that to each other. And my sister and I, well, she was a disappointment. You know, she came out. I was so excited to have her in my life. And then she came out as a baby. And I was like, well, what do I do with that? You know what I mean? So,
yeah, you're already 7.
Yeah, I was already like 7 or 8. 7. And I was just really like,
I can't play with her.
What can I do with that? I want her to play with me, and I can't. And then when she grew up, she was just annoying. Like, she would just like, you know, destroy my homework assignments just because she wanted attention. And then she still holds that against me. It's like, well, it's because you didn't pay attention to me. Well, I was a teenager. I didn't want to deal with those kids, you know? But then as she grew older, I think that made amends for us. And so now we're like best friends, I think. Well, for me, I don't know about her. Like, I think she has other relationships that she feels closer to me. So that's the family dynamic there. Disappointment. Just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that's freaking awesome. Well, you know, speaking of siblings, today's episode is pretty amazing because we've got 2 young little actors that are brothers. And also a bonus here is that we interviewed their mother in season 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Season 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Season 1, Aurelie. And so, you know, and she is just so freaking amazing. I love her enthusiasm and just, you know, she was the hustler. She was the one who taught us, you know, the hustle. And she shared that with her boys, and her boys are hustling. And so we're excited to have these 2 awesome actors.
Yay! They're so cute too. They're so cute. And I mean, they talk about dynamics.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a lot to learn from them.
Yeah.
Bring them in, Kimmie.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay. So we've got the first brother here, Esai Daniel Cross, who is the youngest. He is an American actor, musician who plays the guitar and keyboard, writer, cartoonist, and an all-around creator and artist. Now, Esai began his acting career at a young age, around 5 years old. He has worked in several TV commercials, theater productions, TV show spots, and is currently known for portraying Jack in the Marvel movie hit Eternals. Now, Esai is not certain where his acting career will take him, but he does know that he will find his place somewhere in the arts. And then also we've got his brother, Cael Peter Cross, who is also an American actor. Now, this is the older brother. He is an artistic creator. He loves graphic design. And in high school, he plays basketball. Cael currently attends California Academy of Mathematics and Science, a very prestigious high school, which caters to those gifted in the mathematics and science field. I need him to help me with my math because I am so bad at that. Good heavens. But Cael plays basketball for the school and is part of a performing arts program. He has worked on several national commercials, theater, and film production. Most recently, he was in a short independent film titled Dias de las Carpas. It's a short film and portrayed the character named Beto, which won Best Ensemble Cast at the Latino Film Festival. Oh my gosh, these kids, they're just as talented as their mother. Oh my goodness. So without further ado, let's welcome to the show Esai Daniel Cross and Cael Peter Cross. Yay!
Yeah.
Woo! Welcome to What the Fun Podcast. How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Doing good.
That's awesome. You guys are like our first young actors on the show, and so we're so excited to have both of you join us. Oh, no, we're honored. I'm honored. Renee, Kesia, and I are honored. Oh my goodness.
we are.
Yeah.
So Esai, how old are you again?
11.
11 years old. And Cael, you are
15.
15 years old. And so tell us, I mean, how did this all begin? Like, what made you want to become actors?
Well, when I was a little bit younger, I was watching Wreck-It Ralph, and I saw the intro to Walt Disney, and I was like, who's that? And my mom was like, oh, that's the guy who created Disney, and that's kind of how I started acting.
Yeah.
I don't know how he started. He liked basketball.
It was like, because I'm more of a basketball person, like into sports. But he started acting at a very young age because he used to do a couple plays at this like acting school he went to.
Mm-hmm.
And so around like 6th grade, around the end of it or middle of my 6th grade year, we got signed in, and that's when I really started to act.
That is awesome. Okay, so what projects were you working on? What was your most latest project?
I was in the Eternals.
Yeah, he was in the Eternals.
Oh my gosh, tell us about that. What did you do in Eternals?
I was the son of Fastos. Son of Fastos. I didn't do much. I was in a few scenes. But I had a good time shooting it. The people, crew and cast were nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd assume that you'd have a great time when you're shooting a Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not everyone gets to say that. Oh, yeah, I played the son of Fastos in a Marvel movie for Disney.
Yeah.
There's usually sequels for those. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a great time. I explored a little bit of London. Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Abbey Road. I got sick.
Wow. You got to shoot in London. How exciting.
Yeah, it was really fun. We stayed there. That was the first time I went. We stayed there for like half a month. And then we went back.
Oh, wow.
And then we went back. And I thought we were going to stay for the next time for like 1 week. Turns out it was also like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. Good time.
That's a long time. That's really cool.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the decency to invite me. I had to stay at home both times.
Yes, sir.
That was rude.
Yeah. First time I understand. Second time, like, he could have at least like given me an invite, like, oh, we're gonna go. Do you want to come with us? No. Nah. He's just like, we're gonna go. Look, that's cool.
That's cool.
And he just left me out of it.
Did he at least bring back a souvenir for you?
I did.
Yeah, he did. I got like this kind of plaque that from the London Stadium for West Ham United.
Oh,
So that was
okay.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, at least you got you a souvenir. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Cael, what about you? Did you do any recent projects or currently in one?
I'm not currently in one right now. The last thing I did was earlier this year, which was a Heinz ketchup commercial, which Esai and my mom were both in. So it was all three of us. Yeah. We shot for 1 day, I think. It was only 1 day that we shot in. Maybe 2. I can't exactly remember. But we were at like a dinner table with another actor who's our grandpa. And I'm like the mischievous kid in it. I'm telling Esai to like prank him. And then And then he does, and one thing leads to another, and all of a sudden the dog's on the table eating stuff. So
That's
Nice.
awesome. Is that commercial out already?
yeah, it's been out for a while.
Oh, I'm gonna keep a lookout.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is that I've seen several commercials with the two of you in it, either together or apart, and it's always fun to see you guys because it's like, oh, I know them. And how is it for you guys when you see yourselves, especially because you do a lot of commercials? I mean, you guys have had a good number of national commercials as well as local ones.
I think that it's like a two-way street when you see yourself on a commercial. Like, one side is like, oh, that's me, that's awesome. Like, I get to watch myself. And the other side, you don't want to look at it because every single thing you're going to nitpick yourself. So it's like, ugh, why am I up there? Like,
I'm the Cael is probably the two-way streak. I'm the one-way streak that thinks, oh my god, what?
yeah.
I really don't like myself. It's so fun when I get to shoot it, but I really don't like to see myself. And I'm like, oh my god, I overacted on that one.
Yeah.
Showed too much emotion.
That's the thing about acting. It's like, you don't know it in the moment. Like, or when you watch yourself, you're going to be a lot more hard on yourself than other people are when you're trying to critique the ability of your acting, because it's yourself. So you think that you have to be perfect when really you don't have to. So
what do your friends at school say when they see you guys in commercials? Do they talk to you guys about it at all?
yeah. The first question they pull up is, did you make money? So, and I tell them I do, but I try to keep it vague because if you tell the details, it just gets really weird from there.
Yeah.
One of the kids, when I was in 7th grade, offered me to be my bodyguard if I paid him $20 a week.
$20 a week? Okay.
Yeah, I politely declined it, but it was a very interesting offer.
Tell me who that kid is. I will hire him.
Yeah, I will. But yeah, they think it's pretty cool. I mean, besides them asking about the money and how it really is, they don't really care because, like, they'll see you, they'll think it's cool for a few seconds, and then move on with their lives, basically.
For me, whenever I'm way more different than Cael. I mean, some things we have in common, but I am not Cael Peter Cross. I am. When people ask me at school, my friends are like, "No, were you in this?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And and then I say it until it does come out. It was like the trailer, like for Eternals. Everybody was like, "Dude, is that you?" And I was like, "No." And it was like, "Dude, that looks like you." And I'm like, "Dude, that guy has short hair. I have tall hair." Come on.
So you like to lay low. You like to be like a low
and then
profile.
and then recently, like 2 weeks ago, like that's when the Eternals came out, and they were like, "Dude, I saw the movie on Friday. That was you. Was that you?" And I just said, "Maybe."
Yeah.
Still.
And like Cael, they asked me about the money too, and and they're like, "How much money did you make?" And Cael, you say I don't know, right?
Yeah, I say I don't. Yeah, I say I make money. Like, I keep it. I don't tell them exactly how much. I just say I do make it. But and when they ask me, I say politely, none of your concern. You know?
I just say a lot.
That's it.
I just say I don't know because in reality, I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I don't check.
Yeah.
I don't check my checks or anything.
Some
things
like, as long
as I'm making stuff from it.
Yeah, they tell you sometimes what you are gonna make. Sometimes they don't. So,
but I've been more informed of how much cash flow I get.
So how does that work for you guys?
I love it.
How does that work with mom and dad? They're very aware of your careers, right? And like how do they manage you guys? Like what do they instill in you?
They do a great job.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's amazing.
it's amazing how much time and and hard work they put into their jobs. At the end of the day, I always feel so bad because not that I'm treating them bad, it's just that because like they're doing such a like they both do too much. They they do such a great job parenting and getting on track with their work, and
Why am I-
dropping off.
Why are my eyes tearing? That's so
dropping us off and to auditions and doing other things with us. It's honestly amazing.
Yeah, I'm
Esai,
adopting
that was
you.
very motivational.
Yes,
I'm
it
proud of
was.
you.
That was so cute.
It was so
Yeah.
good. I was like tearing
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I'm adopting you. Again, chicken nuggets and Kool-Aid. That's all I can feed you is chicken nuggets and Kool-Aid.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm in.
Okay.
Cael's like, what about me, guys? What about me? What are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
Kale, you're gonna have to serenade.
Yeah.
Kimmie.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have
So-
to kidnap. I'm gonna have to babysit or kidnap both of them. I don't know. I just want to take them.
Yeah.
They're so adorable.
Well, Kale's gonna drive you around.
That's true.
Am I?
Before you
Am
know
I?
it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
For a lot, in the last 2 minutes.
I was like, I don't know about that chicken nugget.
Okay, mac and cheese, Kale. I will bring it to mac
Cael
and
loves
cheese.
mac and cheese. Cael loves mac and cheese.
I will take your offer into consideration.
Nice. That upbringing. There's that upbringing again. So, your parents' good upbringing, right? That has helped you guys process how you relate to your normal lives with your friends and how you
Yeah.
answer those questions. What else have they inspired you in? Like, do you feel that your artistic side is coming from them, or is that something more innate that is your own influence?
My dad was a big inspiration on me for playing music. It's just because he brought the family to a Hard Rock hotel, and if I didn't go there, then I wouldn't have been playing the guitar right now. And also, he plays a lot of old songs in the car, and and I just looked them up online and I learned the chords to it. And really, how I learned how to play guitar was just I looked up chords online, and he got me some chords on a sheet, like a bunch of chords that are right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like A, what we were doing like earlier, A, G, A flat, E minor, and stuff like that. So yeah, he was a big inspiration on me for music.
I'm gonna pretend I know what he said about that music. So. But yeah, they're definitely a big inspiration. Obviously, my mom being an actor and my dad being a musician. They're both in the arts, and different styles, but it all relates. It's all in the same family, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
So it does come down to us, and they tell us if you believe that you can do something well, you should pursue it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not enjoying it, then what's the point of doing it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what's it like to be on set? Like what do you guys really like about being in front of the camera and shooting commercials?
It's very fun but it's also very different because when I started off acting, I started off going to plays on a little company called AGC, Amazing Grace Conservatory, and the weird thing about being on set, like filming, than being on the stage is that it's weird because I really don't like being on the stage, and I like being in front of cameras more. Because you can when you're being in front of cameras, there's like different takes, but on stage, like you have to perfectly know your lines so that you won't mess up. So that's why and what's fun about being on set is all the colorful cast of characters that you meet, all the different people, the directors. Sometimes they can be friendly, sometimes they can be not friendly. I've had both of those experiences.
Yeah.
And no, it's really fun. It's really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good experience. I mean, when you're about to shoot that first scene, because you get there like an hour and a half before, because you have to set up, go through wardrobe, put the mics on if you have lines. But when that first take is about to happen, you feel this real sudden urge to use the bathroom, and
Oh
you're
my
like,
god, yeah.
and you're like, just can I go real quick? But like, you don't actually have to go. It's just that you don't want to shoot that first scene because you're afraid of messing up. But once it starts and you get into it, it goes really smoothly. Like they'll give you pointers and stuff, but in general, after that first take, it kind of just, you get into the rhythm of it basically, because acting is kind of like a rhythm. You have to warm yourself up. You can't just go straight into it.
Now, so you guys as brothers seem to get along really well, because growing up for me, I mean, it was
the
difficult.
face that was just made.
It was, yeah. I mean,
Getting along
sometimes
is a bit of an overstatement.
The face.
I mean, people is such a strong word. I mean, when you live with somebody for too long,
you guys,
we all have siblings.
Yeah.
So
what's that supposed to mean?
Well, I mean, I guess you guys seem to, get along.
No, but we get along. Yeah, we get along.
Yeah.
We get along well.
So when you guys are on set, is that the chemistry you guys play off of? Like you guys know how to
we
yeah.
try
get
to.
each other?
Yeah.
Because even here in this interview, you guys know when to come in and when not, like when to not sidestep each other, right? Like us, on the other hand, we're all over on top of one another. You guys are like, oh no, he's talking. No, it's my turn.
I think when we have the greatest chemistry, when we're like when we're all right with each other, when we're not mad at each other, is when we're shooting jokes back at each other. Like when we make. I remember one time we were actually mad at each other, and we were like, "I'm better than you at this, and I'm better than you at this," and then and we were actually meaning it, like we were mad, and then it just turned into like a joke, and then we just start we always make fun of each other. Like
we spent like 25 minutes saying what we were better than each other at,
and then it was all like getting technical and stuff.
Yeah, I think it turned to the point I said, "I'm better at being better than you." So I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but it came out and I had to stick with it. So that's when it like just turned from us being mad to each other to us just like
I would call him Brace Face and he would call me Gap Head.
Oh my! The Brace Face was a low blow, and you know that.
Oh man!
So do you guys see each other continuing on your artistic endeavors, or do you feel that as you're getting older, like you, Kale, you're getting older, you're 15 now, you're going to start driving next year if your mom lets you, and so like, do you think you're going to continue to pursue it, or is this something where you're like you said before, like if I'm no longer interested in it, I'm just going to step aside?
I think I'll be continuing it because I do enjoy acting, and like obviously with the pandemic going on, it's a lot harder to get opportunities to book stuff. But I think as I get older, more opportunities will come up for me. And since I enjoy it already, why not? Why stop now?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, go ahead.
I think that if I grow up, and I'm not saying I want to quit, but I'm saying that if I grow up and I feel like I don't want to do it anymore, then I'm not going to do it. Because like Cael said, if there's something that you don't want to do and you're already doing it, what's the point of doing it? I mean, when I grow up, I want to be a guitarist, or just a musician that makes music. And I'll do acting there, but mostly in the film industry. If I'm going to be in there, I want to be a director. I like directing stuff. And just making stuff in general is what I like.
I love that.
That's so cool.
What do you see yourself doing, Cael, when you grow up? Like, I know you're going to continue acting if that's the thing, but like, what is your ultimate career dream?
That's a good question. I don't know really.
That's a
um,
good
I've
question.
thought a lot about it because I'm getting towards the age where I kind of do have to make that decision, like what I'm going to major in college, how am I going to what am I going to pursue? And I would like to be in the sports business. I'm a big sports fan, primarily basketball and soccer. And yeah, I can see myself being in the sports industry, not necessarily as a player, although I do like to play, but maybe as like a coach, general manager, announcer, sport stat analyst,
Mhm.
I think you'd be a
And
good analyst.
yeah, I think so too. But
Yeah, I think so
Awesome.
too.
yeah, but yeah, I think I see myself being somewhere in that industry.
Mhm.
But if it doesn't work out, obviously I have other hobbies that I like to do.
Oh, I have a question I want to ask. So, with acting, there's the glitz and glam, and just, it looks so fun and it looks so cool. But, tell the listeners, like, really from your perspective, being young actors, like, what are the hard parts about being an actor?
Getting stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
booking work.
Mm-hmm.
Getting work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If there's anybody listening right now that wants to be an actor, you're gonna go through some tough. You're gonna go through some. It's gonna be when you get older, the less auditions, and then you get more auditions, and it's like it goes up and down. It's kind of weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, you gotta be grateful that you're in that business and that there's a lot of people that can't be there, and like, you're one of them. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's like you going in, you have to know that there's going to be at least 20, 30, 40, 50, even more people fighting for that same role. And you have to convince the people that are making this why you're better, why you stand out and compared to the rest of them, why they should choose you. So if I had to give advice to anyone who's trying to be an actor, I'd say just be yourself. Because if you try to be someone else that you aren't, it's not going to come off well because you're not being yourself. You're not like putting it out normally. I can't think of the word, so it's not coming out right now. But yeah, I'd say be yourself because that's who you really are. And they prefer to see what type of actor you are without any like changes made or anything that you're doing because you saw someone else do it. So what you think is right is basically how they're going to see you.
What Cael is trying to say is a lot of things that people struggle with, not just in acting, but in other. For example, music. Let's say if you want to be like another musician that inspired you to do music, it's going to be really hard to like think of if you're writing a song. It's going to be really hard to write it because you're like, here's some chords that he would use, and then like put it together and it doesn't sound good. So that's why Cael's, like he's saying, be yourself, because you're gonna have inspirations to do what you need to do. Then again, it would be, like, who doesn't want to inspire other people?
Absolutely.
Well said.
I mean, it's definitely important to, bring yourself, like your personality to your auditions. I think when I was in school, like that was always something that every single professor that I had would always say. I mean, I was never an actor, but this is what they would say in my acting classes that I had to take. And it was, it's true. And it's true, if you're doing anything, just always being authentic to who you are, because that's people want to be around. Not
if you're trying to be like somebody else, people are gonna know you for trying to be like somebody else. So that's why you need to be yourself. Because then they're gonna, if you're like somebody else, they're gonna be comparing you. It's good to for somebody to know you for who you actually are.
Well said.
Cael, any thoughts?
I'm trying to think of something inspirational, but it's not really coming out. I mean, basically everything he said is exactly what I would say. So
just say, go get him. You can do anything you want.
Yeah.
So young, but yet so full of wisdom at such a young age. I love it.
Thank you.
Esai,
Where do you get this
Kale,
from?
you guys are both
Like-
amazing. I mean, my gosh, I'm just so like mesmerized by your little conversation, just hearing, your little tidbits
Thank
of what you have to share. You guys should be proud of yourself, seriously, because I mean, I know a lot of kids your age, but they're not as well grounded and articulate as you guys are. So keep up the creativity. I love hearing that. I mean, and also listening, because we were listening to Esai play the guitar, which, by the way, you need to get your guitar ready because I want you to play us out that tune you played earlier. But seriously, you guys are both amazing, and we are so grateful to have both of you guys on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
And Kale, you have a lot, like you're in a 15-year-old and things are gonna like changing and you're keeping that head straight on your shoulders, and it's really good to see that. And you guys are, again, very articulate and you're in different stages of your life, but together. So
Yeah.
keep up the good work and keep in touch. Let us know how this, things are going for you, because you are already great role models. I mean,
Absolutely.
you taught us a lot in this little conversation that we had. So good work.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, thank
Esai, we're ready for you. Can you,
Alright.
can
I
you play
learned
us a
this.
little
I
tune?
learned this. I learned how to play this like 2 hours ago.
Oh. Okay, so I'm not gonna know it then because I hear him play like everything.
Good time.
Kale, you're gonna have to sing along. You're gonna have to come up
Yeah.
with some
Oh,
words.
I can't sing.
Maybe. Maybe. Kel,
I don't know how to
You're
sing.
gonna have to rap it out or something. Come on.
Do you know? How
No.
do you know Good Times, Chic? Good Times.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know it.
What about
Do you know
Rapper's Delight?
Esai? Esai, if you could sing it and play both of you, do
No,
it.
Yeah.
no, I don't like to sing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rapper's Delight. Ah. Good time. I can't sing and play. It's a very
It's okay. That was
That's
great.
right. That's
Good job.
Good times. Do.
Oh, it's that song.
Yeah, sing it.
Good times.
I can't sing
I only know
though.
the good times part. Good times. We all have good times. Edit my singing part. Edit it out.
No, it's all going in. It's all
Yeah,
in there.
keep it in there.
Unedited.
When I played it earlier, I was doing pretty good.
That
Are
was
you
really
doing good now? Don't worry.
That was really good.
So any final words, guys, that you want to share before we wrap it up?
Yes, I do. $20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
More than you had before.
Refrigerators are nice.
when they're full of food,
Yes.
Sounds like something
Yeah.
that counts. Yeah.
like chicken nuggets and Kool-Aid, right, Esai?
Sure.
you, Esai.
Yeah.
That's you.
I don't think I've had chicken nuggets and Kool-Aid.
That's you.
I've had chicken nuggets. I haven't had them together though.
That's a lie. You know you're lying right there.
I know I haven't had. I've had chicken nuggets and Kool-Aid, but I haven't had them both together.
Yes, you have.
I don't remember that.
You have.
Every birthday party.
Not every birthday party, but he's had it before.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on our show. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Thank you for
for
inviting us.
Thank you for
Of
inviting us.
course.
Woohoo! If you'd like to learn more about the Cross Brothers, you can check out their profile on the Internet Movie Database, also known as IMDb, under the name of Esai Daniel Cross and Cael Peter Cross.
Yes, and please be sure to subscribe to all of our podcast platforms so you can stay up to date on all of our latest shenanigans. And hey, while you're at it, go ahead and write us a quick little review letting us know what you think about the podcast. We love hearing from you. We post new episodes of What the Fun podcast every other Friday. Thanks for listening. Bye, everyone.